All right, good day, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Peter. For those of you that are new here, welcome. Go ahead and hit like, comment, subscribe. Tap that notification bell so you can know when I'm uploading to the channel. All right, you guys, so today I am here to give you your ancestor message. And so much has been happening lately. And we talk about different revelations all the time on Patreon, in our group chats, but you never really understand like the magnitude of things until you really get an opportunity to just sit with the things that are happening and the things that are happening around you and the things that are happening in your day-to-day life. And a lot of times we kind of get caught up in the rigmarole, concerned with like, okay, where is the future going to lead us and all of this? And then you realize that the life that you desire and the life that you are destined to have is going to require a lot of change. And this change comes in the form of, cutting things out that no longer benefit you in your process, cutting off relationships, getting out of jobs, just getting away from a lot of things. And so I was sitting today and I was having a conversation and I was like, once you experience a certain type of freedom, you never want to go back to anything else that does not align with that freedom or better than the freedom that you're experiencing. And so, with that being said, when you experience a freedom that you've never experienced before, it's like the possibilities are endless. The things that you can accomplish so much more. And your ancestors are telling me that a lot of you are like faced with certain decisions, and this thing that you're feeling stuck on, or this what you are feeling stuck about, is because there's something that's needing to be completed. There's a door that needs to be closed. There is something that has to come to an end. Now, this might be a career. This could be, something that you're doing, something that you're involved in. It may not be how you wanted it to end, but it has to come to an end. It's no longer fitting in this life. All right, so it's no longer fitting in this life. So sometimes you might begin to, you might have a vision, and then as time progresses and as things change, as things shift within you, then the vision change, because you now have greater knowledge, you now have more experience, you have more at your disposal, more resources. You see things differently now. Your perspective has changed. Your ideas have changed. Your views have changed. And so sometimes you find yourself closing doors on things. Sometimes you have to close the door on old belief systems. All right. Sometimes you have to close the door on, family members. Sometimes you have to close the door on relationships, friendships that you never saw coming to an end. But these things that drain, that take away from your energy bank, that doesn't replenish anything that it takes away. It's like you have to close the door on that, because those are the things that are holding you back. Those friends that you find yourself around constantly, and it's not working out. It's like they're not doing anything for you. It's just actually just taking up time, space, and energy. And so you have to release yourself from those things. Some relationships, some people got into certain relationships, thinking that those relationships was going to be the relationship, and then a year down the line, you like, yeah, I don't want to do this no more. So it's time for you to close the door. Like that answer is so simple. There's a lot of things that you have to walk away from. It's a lot of missions that may have to be aborted, even as you evolve. I remember when I first started with this, I thought I was going to be like an astrologer, because I love astrology and I love numbers, and I was doing all of this stuff, and anybody could walk up to me and talk to me, and I, based off of astrology, I could tell them whether they was gonna work or not, based on their placement, based on what was happening in the cosmos. I can tell what their mood was gonna be like. And here I am, so far away from an astrologer to I don't know what to do. I mean, I still pay attention to those things, but those things are not, those things are not what the whole thing started off of. The whole thing started off astrology and numerology, and now it's like evolved into something beyond what I could even envision it to be, So sometimes you have to close the door. And when you close that door, you'll begin to notice that a lot of the things that you now build on or have been building towards, after those things fall out, you'll see a lot of those things that you have been building towards begin to kind of like build themselves, and you'll see a lot of things come into fruition. I would say if I look back at 2014, like I would have never thought, and I couldn't even see this far ahead, And so that's what your ancestors are saying, is like sometimes you don't know where they're trying to take you. You don't know where your destiny is trying to lead you. But there's some things that have to be, you have to peel that onion back, and there's some things that have to be taken away in order for you to be able to experience what it is that you've been preparing yourself for. And even like some of the friends that I had back then, I can't tell you what they're doing now. They can't tell you what I'm doing now because they're not allowed to be exposed to that energy. And so things have to die, and then when the things die out, you have to like cut them all the way down and get rid of all of that dead those dead things that are around it, like the stuff that done deteriorated around it. You have to get rid of all of that in order for the newness to grow in. Kind of like when you're dealing with like freeze weather, and all of the things that you work so hard in the spring and the summer to make beautiful, it's frozen, and now you got to cut it all off and remove everything that is dead and crunchy in order for it to be able to spring back up and bloom in the springtime and create a better version of itself. Like when people cut off their hair, when they cut their hair off and it grows back in a better, many times in a better condition, in a better grade, unless there's something medical that's going on, But sometimes a lot of that dead stuff have to be cut away, Your guys, your ancestors are saying like some of you are like kind of like I'm seeing like this fishing net. You know how like when people go fishing and they throw the net inside the water and then they grab the fish and then it'd be a whole bunch of fish in there. But it's like what they're saying is you need to make sure that you're not trapped in this net, or you're not trapping yourself in this net, like trapping yourself in something that you can't get yourself out of, causing yourself to suffocate, and you go along with this thing for so long and now you can't get yourself out of it. So you need to make sure whatever it is that you're trying to do, it is something that you are wanting to do and you're not hurting yourself to do it. A lot of times there are situations where you're going with the flow of things just because it's trending, or for whatever reason. You might have thought it was a great idea at the time, and now your views have changed about this thing. And so you have to have, you have to pay attention to your intuition now and pay attention to what your soul is saying to you and what your ancestors are saying to you in order for you not to restrict yourself and limit yourself and and keep yourself in situations longer than you have to be there. Sometimes people stay in jobs longer than they have to be there because they don't know how to say, you know what, this isn't for me. Sometimes you find yourself doing things that there's so much resistance around, and you're like, this is not for me. Because your soul wants to do what your soul is destined to do, and you are causing too much resistance with your soul, all right? Which is why it's creating this unhappiness and creating a disdain and creating all of this, and but you're creating this resistance because you are not listening to your soul, and you are not listening to your guides as they're trying to guide you and telling you like, hey, this is no longer the thing. All right, so pay attention to your soul. Pay attention to your soul. You hear the song that your soul is saying, so allow your soul and your guides and your ancestors to lead you. They have given you so many messages. All right, and this is that process, that crossroads. All right, this is the initiation. Okay, this is this initiation. This is this new beginning. This is this entering into. They're trying to initiate you now into the best version of yourself, initiate you into the highest form of yourself. They're trying to initiate you and merge you with your God self, align you with it. And you are just trying to stay in your old self. You're not trying to evolve. It's like you're telling yourself that you're wanting to evolve, and you're making actions towards evolution, but you're making actions towards evolving in something that no longer fits you. It's no longer your story. This is no longer the narrative for you. Like, this is no longer you. And you're forcing yourself to be a part of a story that has now ended for you. So this is no longer your story. There is no sequel to this story. This story has come to the end. So that old you is now at the end. And so you gotta stop forcing yourself to be in a space that you're no longer supposed to be a part of. Like when you are a baby and you're drinking that milk, and then you start eating the table food. Now, you can't eat certain foods before you are a certain age because it'll cause constipation and things to happen in your little digestive system that your body is not ready for. And so as you grow older, then source will be like, all right, your body's ready for this. But if you take on something that you're not ready for, it's going to create some upset within you. But when you are ready for it, you have to eat differently now. You can't just drink liquids all day. Well, some people can on them diets, but you can't just drink liquids all day and think you're going to get all the substance that you need. You're going to be deficient in your minerals. So your guides and your ancestors are saying, like, look, you are needing to align with your higher self, because now this is what your soul needs, or you need to align with a higher version of yourself, because this is now what your soul needs in order to move to this next level. You can no longer eat at that stage. You have to now start eating like this, differently. You need more nutrients. You need more of this. You can't take in any more of this. This right here is going to kill you. This is going to deplete you. Okay? Your guides and your ancestors are saying, like, you have to be intentional. You are trying to feed people off of the empty well. You have no more water to give anyone else. Your well is bare. And so now you have to replenish your well and keep that water for yourself. You can't keep giving out your water to everybody else, because you won't have none. You'll be the walking dead. So you have to replenish yourself, and you can't keep giving from a source that has nothing else to give. And then you wonder why you don't have the energy and don't have the capacity to continue to do the things that you need to do to move forward. All right. And then after that, you'll begin to see how you will benefit from all the different choices that you made. Remembering that all actions have consequences, and you'll begin to benefit from those choices that you made. Knowing that, yeah, okay, I'll be right out. Knowing that you've made the right choices, okay? Knowing that you made the right choices. And in making those right choices, you'll begin to see that instant reward or those instant results. So that's pretty much what your guides and your ancestors have for you. It's time to let go of a lot of that mundane stuff that you have been finding yourself a part of. It is time for you to begin to let go of some of the things that are no longer serving you on your soul mission. And then you begin to realize how much you'll benefit and how much more free and how much more you'll benefit from just making those minor adjustments. So if you're feeling stuck, it's just time to let go of those things that have you stuck. If you're feeling resistance, it's time to let go of those things that have you feeling that resistance. So you're going to have to get yourself out of that well. The baby was like, Mommy, it's time to go. The baby is ready to go. But that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this message. Just in order to get unstuck, you're going to have to stop placing yourself in situations that are no longer for you. And it's time for you to walk away from those things that are no longer benefiting you and benefiting your life. Walk away from those things that are creating so much resistance. Walk away from those things that have you at these crossroads. All right? And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just time to cut sling low. Just time to cut sling low on those things. All right? So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this message. I'm sorry that the little baby interrupted, but he was like, it's time to go. He was like, wrapping it up. The message is over. You got to get up out of here. All right, broke my trance all the way. But that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this message. If you like the content on this page, go ahead and hit like, comment, and subscribe. Also, all of the information for Patreon is in the description below. I'm kind of on Patreon a little bit more than I am on YouTube because of all of this suppression and all of this different stuff, you know. But it is what it is. And I'll holler at y'all.